Aloha mai kako, and welcome to Inspired by Aloha, a podcast dedicated to making your day a little brighter by showcasing that inspirational people and acts of aloha surround us every day. My name is Amy.
And I'm Shireen.
And I'm Erin.
And we are so grateful that you've chosen to spend a few minutes with us as we get ready to be
Inspired by Aloha.
Aloha, and welcome to our Inspired by Aloha podcast. Today, we are humbled and honored to welcome Kaulana Mahina from Hawaiʻi Island. She is a mother, entrepreneur, owner of Kaulana Mahina, and fluent in ʻōlelo, Hawaii'i. We welcome Haunani Miyasato to our Inspired by Aloha Ohana.
Wow, we have a whole stadium of people cheering.
Mahalo.
Finally figured out that button.
Haunani in the house.
Awesome. So Haunani, thank you so much for coming all the way from Hawaiʻi Island to spend some time with us today.
Mahalo for having me. Mahalo for the invite.
Of course. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so aloha mai kako o wau o Sandy Haunani Miyasato no puna mai au. I am from Hawaiʻi Island. I have 4 keiki.
Yeah.
My kids are all Hawaiian immersion kids. So my oldest daughter, who is now 18, when she was going to Papa Mala'o or kindergarten, that's when I decided, I gotta support my keiki in school. And if you're going to a Hawaiian language school, I need to learn Hawaiian.
Right.
Prior to that, or still during that time, I was a preschool teacher. And so I really understood the connection that parents have in their children's education and how important having a parent that's committed and there to do homework with them and read with them every night and whatnot plays into those foundational pieces of education. So because I knew that and she was going to Hawaiian language school, I was like, okay, I got to get on it. And so me and the father started taking Hawaiian language lessons. And it was just like the free ones at the Hawaiʻi Community School for Adults. And then little by little, we learned a little.
That's great.
And then eventually I went back to college to learn ʻōlelo Hawaiʻi. So I started off at the community college, did the 2 years there, and I was like,
Community colleges.
why can I not speak fluent yet? It's only a 2-year degree. And then I transferred to the UH Hilo to do it as like for real, right? And those classes were way harder than the community college ones, and I really got my butt kicked. But that led me to taking this one class called Nohona Kaulana Mahina, and it was all about the moon and how it related to all aspects of our life. And that class was taught in Hawaiian. And so the first day of school, cried 3 times because I was so lost. Like I was in a real class like that they only speak Hawaiian and I only could do my sentences, right, that I learned in those Papa ʻōlelo Hawaii's. And so I was so lost and I cried like 3 times and I was texting my tutor like, I don't even know what the koa is saying. But I stuck with it. And so I ended up taking that class for a whole year because there's like 2 sections for fall and spring. And I just learned so much about the Mahina and things that we were already doing in our lives, how it connected. So of course the fishing aspect, because our ohana is a fishing ohana, and then the planting aspect, because we're growing things in our yard, but especially the harvesting, because my daughter is the lay maker. And so we started really paying attention to all of these patterns. And so we saw the connection between the moon phases and what type of fishing is better and which ones to avoid. And when these certain fruits are just ripe and juicy and when they're overripe. And so, it just connected so much to me. And then when the class was over, I was like, man, if I don't use this information, I'm going to lose it.
Right.
And so I got all my homework and I put it together and I made my first Kaulana Mahina. So it actually means moon calendar. And I did it all in Hawaiian because there's already English moon calendars, but where's the Hawaiian ones? And if my kids all speak Hawaiian, I want a Hawaiian one for my home. And so it just started off with making it for me. And then as my friends came over, they'd see it and they'd want copies of it. And I was like, yeah, print them out, Office Max. Got a little expensive just giving it away.
Yes.
And then it was like
Smart.
friends of friends wanted copies. And I was like, well, I don't want to give it to you. Like, you can pay for it. You know, at least the cost of the printing. And so, yeah, it kind of grew from there. Up until this point, I was still working. So I was a preschool teacher for 15 years. And now we're in like the COVID era. And schools are online. And this is when the COVID vaccination came out and they started mandating it. And the company I was working for mandated it. And I didn't get vaccinated. So I ended up getting fired.
Oh, that's junk.
Yeah.
It's okay because I grew so much from it.
Oh, absolutely.
So yeah, like I loved that job, and I say till this day, like I wouldn't have left on my own because I really liked it. I was really good at it. I got to make my own lesson plans and develop curriculum for like all the schools in our program, and it was so fun. And so when I got fired, I ended up like crying for like 3 months because it's like a loss of identity.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
Sure.
it's like a whole generation of kids that grew up
Right.
that I knew, you know, and now I'm like, I'm not Kumu Sandy anymore. Like, that's weird. Although you still see me out and they call me Kumu Sandy. But yeah, so I cried for like 3 months and then I was like, okay, time to get up. And my kids, because this is still Zoom school, right? So my kids are at home. All 4 of them are now on Zoom school. So like, what kind of job can I get where I have 4 kids that are at home, so I can't actually go out and do things. So I just poured into my businesses. So I actually have another business, which is keiki photography. I was interested in photography when my kids were little, always interested in pictures. And then once I got fired, then I was like, okay, we're going to start charging for these photo shoots. So yeah, between photography and Kaulana Mahina and making laulaus and selling fish, I made it that first year.
Wow.
That is cool. Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Find a
sometimes
way.
life, the little pathways that get moved around and you're like, wow, I have to do something different, and your entrepreneurial spirit comes out. Yeah, that's so
Definitely.
cool. I'm looking at Shireen. She's our entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Aaron and I have government jobs.
Still good.
We have
still good.
entrepreneurial dreams. I don't know. Maybe not.
So before going to school, well, before sending your children to immersion school, did you speak Hawaiian
No.
at all?
Like, I knew
Or
vocabulary
like us,
words.
like aloha,
Yeah.
ahui ho.
Maybe a little bit more than that. Like, I know my colors and my body parts. Oh.
Ula, ula, mele, mele. No, that's
Yeah, and I danced hula, so I knew like
Okay,
some
yeah.
of the songs and whatnot. But it wasn't till I actually started taking Hawaiian language classes that I learned a lot. And you know, with language comes culture, right? They're intertwined. You can't separate one from the other. So that's when I really learned my culture too.
You know how you say you created your Kaulana Mahina in ʻōlelo, Hawaii? Do you feel like there's deeper meaning because you're able to use ʻōlelo, Hawaii versus if you were to do it in English?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the information I put on my Kaulana Mahina is information that's taken from our Hawaiian scholars. So I researched what David Malo and Kepelino talked about the moon or said about the moon, and that's the information I put on there. So whenever you're translating from Hawaiian to English, you're already like losing some of that
Right.
mana
Yes.
and that meaning. And there's so many things that can be lost in translation. So having it just stay in ʻōlelo Hawaiʻi,
Powerful.
yeah,
That's what it's meant to be.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I love that.
I'm looking at the synopsis that you had on the because I don't have a moon calendar, and
Not yet.
and I've seen it. But I've seen
We
the
all will
calendar.
after this podcast.
Now I really want one.
Me too.
But it has so much information, and I was intrigued because every island has a different moon calendar.
Yeah, so every island has different names for their lunar months. And so those are based on the stars. So in the olden days, you know how we had our ahupua'a systems?
Yeah.
Every ahupua'a had their own kilolani, someone who observed the skies. And so they not only looked at the moon, but the stars and the sun and where it's traveling around on its path. So when certain stars were at certain points in the sky, that would be the sign that the next malama or lunar month was going to start. So depending on where you are, you would see different stars, and a lot of the lunar months are named after stars.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, each island has its own calendar, but that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's
Because
just the lunar months. The actual moon phases is pretty much the same. I mean, we'll probably be off by like 3 minutes, but it's close enough.
When you think about back in the, for the Hawaiian people in that time, like we look at our physical calendars, and when you didn't have that, you relied on what was in the sky.
Yeah. So like nowadays we use, what is today? Today is Sunday, June 29th, 2003, right? But back in the days, you would tell it by the moon phase and the lunar month.
Yeah.
So if you were saying like, oh, so-and-so was born on June 26th, you would say like, wahana ia, like you do the moon phase, right? So-and-so was born on the moon phase of Kulua in the malama of Akua, or whatever it is. Yeah. So it's just that was how our kūpuna kept time by the moon phase and the lunar month. Now we just use the date, right? The day of.
Right. And now I feel like, I want to live my life differently. Right? Oh, sorry. I totally went off script. Sorry.
That's okay. No. We have no script. No. But that's interesting to think back to the birth records then, long time ago, what that looked like.
And it's documented like that. So if you go back into the old newspapers, it'll say things like that, the moon phase and the lunar month.
So good.
Yeah, that's so cool. So can we go back a little bit to your, to learning ʻōlelo Hawaiʻi and then being inspired to learn about Kaulana Mahina? Like, how did you overcome those challenges, and who was most influential in helping you to continue that journey?
I had a lot of tutors. So, like, I'm not. You might think I'm really smart, but I just have I just have a lot of help, and I know what my learning style is, and it's not read and take tests. It's very hands-on, and so I knew, like, when you go to school, especially for ʻōlelo Hawaiʻi, it's like memorize this sentence structure, take a test, and that's not gonna work for me because I'm gonna take the test and then it's gonna go away, so it was going to a lot of tutoring, which the college has a lot of free tutors, and then eventually I'd really like a tutor, and then I would pay them. I'd have my own private tutoring lessons, and so that's how I did it. I just had really good tutors.
Wow.
You give us hope for Hawaiians that never learned the language in school. Okay, I went to Kamehameha and didn't really learn the language, right? I took Japanese. And now as we're getting older, the desire to connect back to our roots and to learn the language is deep, right? It's rooted now. We want to learn. So your story of learning and the challenge that you went through inspire us to learn ourselves and be a learner.
And I feel like you just gotta figure out, once you learn the basics, like 4 basic sentence structures, you just gotta learn those 4. And then everything else is just all extras. But you get the 4 down, you can speak Hawaiian.
Yeah.
What? Aaron, you're taking language now.
Well, so me and my sister, so my dad was, I love my dad. He passed already in 2019, but he grew up in, like many of our parents did, right? In that generation where they were scolded or they weren't able to speak ʻōlelo Hawaiʻi, even though his grandma, that's all she spoke kind of thing, right? And so he always felt he was missing something. And it wasn't until he was in his 60s that Leeward Community College actually had free ʻōlelo Hawaiʻi classes. So he went back and then he became fluent by the time he passed when he was in his 80s.
Wow.
But we never learned, me and my 3 other sisters. And so after he passed, then the 4 of us made a pact that we wanted to learn. But, with schedules and everything, we got a tutor and she's amazing. Our kumu was amazing. But then our schedules got busy. And so now we're trying to teach ourselves too until we can be fully committed and learn. So I maybe know the 4 sentence structures, but I definitely, so it seems like it's a passion, but it's also, it's something that calls you, but you have to invest time in it.
Totally.
Because especially as I get older, if I don't do it constantly, I just lose it. So like Shireen was saying, you're very much inspirational to me to keep doing it, keep learning it, because there's so much that can be gained from doing that,
And I think also having friends that speak Hawaiian.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of my friends, well, 2 of them have keiki together, but their kids only speak Hawaiian. And so from when they were babies, I could only speak Hawaiian to them. And now the oldest one is 6. Maybe she turned 7. But even till this day, when she comes over, I'm like, okay, I gotta remember. Because again, if you don't use it, you lose it, right?
And it's so easy for them. I love watching the Instagram posts of the keiki speaking, and it just flows for them, and they're so cute, And yeah, it's awesome. So do you speak mostly ʻōlelo Hawaiʻi in your household?
No, my kids don't even speak Hawaiian to me. But
That's funny.
I think it's because, so when my oldest daughter, who's 18 now, right? When she was in Papa Mala'o, I didn't speak Hawaiian. So she just associated Hawaiian with school. And then the next daughter, same thing, Hawaiian with school. And I didn't really realize that until it was COVID time and there was online summer classes. Napu no Iao had their online classes. And so my daughter Kawai was taking a lei making class. And the kumu, she knew who the kumu was. She knew that the kumu spoke Hawaiian. But he conducted the class in English. But he would say the question in English and she would respond in Hawaiian. And I was like, whoa, you just associate Hawaiian with schooling and education. And so once I made that connection, I was like, okay, I get why they don't speak Hawaiian at home, because it wasn't like that, from when they were born. Now mom's trying to do it, but
awesome.
They speak better than me, so they just tease me, That's not even how you say that, Mom. Okay, fine.
You're like, Mom's trying.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
hopefully once they have keiki and they can make it their first language, then it'll be there. I don't know.
Awesome.
I had a student. So we all were travel industry folks in our early careers. My second career is teaching, so I teach hospitality management classes at Kaulana Community College. And I had a student who went to Anuenue school, and she's super shy, hula dancer, really nice student. And she submitted this essay one day, and then I had to sit with her because in context I couldn't quite understand what she was trying to say. And then she's so cute, she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, Kumu, English is my second language." And I was like, "What? Your first language is ʻōlelo Hawaiʻi?" "Yes."
Wow.
And I said, "Oh, that's amazing." And then she was like, "Is that amazing because you didn't understand my essay?" I said, no. I said, when I was your age, there was a very small handful of people that spoke Hawaiian, right? Didn't have Native Hawaiian language school at UH Hilo, didn't have the Native Hawaiian language program at UH Manoa, and it wasn't in the schools. It was an elective, one class for 2,000 people. So I told her, so no, you don't understand how exciting this is for me to hear you say that Hawaiian is your first language. And she got teary-eyed. Really? And I said, yeah, it's okay that your essay was a little bit jumbled because English is your second language. I said, wow. And then she goes, wow. I said, wow.
Wow,
Yeah. And I was so excited, right? I was so excited. It was her first semester with us. And so I told my other colleagues, oh, you're going to have this student. She's so awesome. And her first language is Hawaiian. What? Wow. Right? And so I just think that, we're in a time where there's such an interest and a passion of our young people to speak and be a part of culture, where in our time it was a nice to know, or, oh, you're not Hawaiian, so you shouldn't learn, ethnically Hawaiian. That's what my grandpa told me. But now it's like, no, we want to perpetuate our culture and our language. So, yeah, keep going, Mom. Even if they tease you.
Tell them they can teach you.
Yeah.
That flows so nicely into your mission, right, for Kaulana Mahina. How that mission lends or leads right into the culture and the history of Hawaii. Can you tell us about that?
Yes. So pretty much every resource we make, because we make teaching resources, are things I wish I had when I was a kumu. So from book topics, because we make children's books, of course, the moon calendar maps that show the ahupua'as correctly.
I'm getting that map.
They're all things that I wish I had in my classroom. And I remember trying to teach about, where we live, right? So it's going from like a Western perspective of like, we live, I don't know, in a house. I don't know. We were trying to, because I worked at this preschool for 15 years. And towards the end, we were trying to make it more Hawaiian-based, Hawaiian culture. And so we had these themes we had to follow every month. But then we would just like change the perspective and make it more, based here.
Right.
And so I remember trying to teach my haumana about ahupua'as. And the map that I found online was the map that I found online, and I used it in the classroom. And then later on, when I found a better map, I compared the two, and I was like, these don't even have the same information. One of them is missing all these parts, and I was like, well, which one is correct? And so I talk to people who are really smart. I have really smart friends. They make me look good. But yeah, and so I asked them, like, how do you know what map is correct? And, they went down the rabbit hole, and they're like, this is the one you want to use because this one was made in the Kingdom era. And this one, the people who made it actually went around the island and talked to people who lived on each spot, each ahupua'a, and got the accurate boundary lines and place names and use this one. So I was like, okay. But I was looking for those resources myself, and they weren't available. And then we're inadvertently teaching our keiki like misinformation because this is all that's out there.
That was available.
Yeah.
Right. One thing I really, when we're looking at your website, and I love all the background information, the ʻōlelo that you have on there. And what I really loved was your values, like your Kaulana Mahina values. Can you tell us a little bit about those values and how you chose them?
So one of them is ʻike kūpuna, right? So that's the ancestral knowledge. And so with every single product we make, like, we make sure it's good.
Yeah.
It's research based, not only with old articles that we find that preserve that ʻike kūpuna, but we ask modern day culture practitioners Like, what do you think about this? Like, how do you use it in your own life, right? And then we pair that also with science, because, you know, this is the road we live in, and so we come with that Western perspective too. But the amazing part is it's all the same.
Yeah. Our kūpuna, we're scientists.
Our kūpuna, we're scientists.
Yeah.
And so it's not hard to do.
Right.
It's there. And it's just collecting those things and then making it into a resource that's like tangible, and we can bring into our classrooms, we can bring into our homes, and we know it's like super good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I really liked about looking at your website too, is just how much it pays like homage, or it honors our ancestors, and they were so smart. Like, and like how you talk about like the kilo, like maka'ala, everything, right? They kilo everything, and just looking so deep, and that's how they were able to build these resources so they could thrive in their ahupua'as. I mean, they're so smart, right? It was really, it's great what you teach, and remind us of, and remind Kanaka, this is where we come from. This is our lineage.
It's simple.
Yeah.
Like, anybody can kilo. Like, even in this neighborhood with lots of houses and lots of cars, like, there's all plants outside, you know, they all have their own seasons. They all have their own fruiting and flowering and seeding seasons. And if you just pay attention to it, then you'll know the best time to use it. And so many of them are medicinal, like right outside, you know? So it's there. We just gotta pay attention.
Yeah. One of my favorite quotes is, the world is full of magical things patiently waiting for our wits to grow sharper. And like, so that, like, all the things that you talk about with the kilo, it always reminds me of that it's like, they're all there and they're waiting, and they have all this rich history to them. All the plants have rich memories, and we just have to open ourselves to learn more, take the time to pause and learn more and appreciate, you know? So thank you for what you do, because you remind us to do that. So I love that.
Mahalo.
Yeah, so good. So so our podcast is called Inspired by Aloha, and it's really for us, it's meeting people who are perpetuating aloha in the things that they do, or the services they provide, or just in who they are. And so what does aloha mean to you?
You know, when you sent me the questions, that's the one I got stuck on. I was like, I don't know. You just do it.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just who you are.
Yeah. I feel like I'm not doing anything extra. I just this is me.
Yeah, but I think what's neat in your sharing, right? What you've learned, you're sharing, and wanting to share pono, right? You're wanting people to get the right information now.
Right.
And now that I have this knowledge, I want to share it with you. And maybe it's the educator in you. But I think that's just, it's beautiful, right? Because this is information that if I had to go look for stuff, I would like you, I would be finding bits and pieces, and I don't really know if it's all accurate. So, yeah, so that, you know, that aloha is already in you, then you don't have to describe it. It's just who you are. Yeah, so I think that's beautiful.
We could tell when we first met you.
Yeah, never we would have closed the door.
So that being said, you know, how do you perpetuate that aloha, that feeling of aloha in everything that you do and what you give out into our community?
You know, I think this you can liken to a lei, right? So when you're making a lei, it's intentional. The plants that you're picking and you're using in your lei, they all have like mana'o behind them, right? And then when you're putting your lei together, you're putting your mana into it. And so at the end, you have this nice makana to give to other people, right? And this is definitely a representation of aloha. And so I think I just do that, but with physical products, you know? So I can give you the best version of this map because I know the information on here is correct. I can give you the best version of the children's books because even though it might only have 8 sentences in it, those are the correct vocabulary words, those are the correct sentence structures, those are the correct illustrations that go with the vocabulary, and it's the best work that I can give.
I love that. I love that how you express your aloha through, your level of excellence, right? Like, and that everything's very intentional in what you do. So what motivates you to continue this path of sharing your ʻike, your mana'o with others? What is that motivating factor for you?
I think it's partly the educator in me, right? So I may not be in a classroom anymore, but this is like what teachers need, right, to teach. So that I think helps, and I don't know, I just really like it.
The world is your classroom.
It's fun,
right?
and I like researching. Like, that is, I know that sounds really dorky, but that's fun
That's the
to
educator
me.
in you too.
I love going down rabbit holes. And then, I was researching about opihi, and then I'm like, oh my God, did you know there's 3 different kinds of opihis? And did you know there are male and female opihis? And do you know how they reproduce? And and so I'm at the beach with my friends who are opihi pickers, and they're like, I didn't know that. I'm like, yeah, try grab one, let's open it up and see if it's a male or a female, because in order for them to spawn, you need the male and the female. Like,
Wow.
We don't even
That would
think
be
about
fun.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I'm gonna. My opihi male. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, it's things that people don't think about.
yeah. But like, it's important, right? Because there isn't a lot of opihi in certain
Right.
places, and in
Right.
order to get more, you need to understand how they're spawning. And if you don't even know there's male and female ones, then you're going to be taking, and they're not going to have their partners, or whatever. And that's not exactly how that one works. But like, you got to understand that scientific side in order to help the population grow
and
again,
perpetuate.
right?
The sustainability of what we're doing in
But
our
if you go back and think about that from a Hawaiian perspective, and understanding the seasons of the fish and of the opihi or whatever, right? So it's not taking too much, because then next season no more. Right?
Exactly.
Now we have to make it law in order for people to understand that, because we don't govern our lives by that seasonal calendar. But yeah,
And a lot of
interesting.
things there's a season for the spawning, but it also aligns with the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think Erin and I were talking about that at one time. Like, how does nature know? Like, like we can look at a moon calendar, and in our intellectual minds understand this is the season for whatever. But nature doesn't. Like, nature just knows.
It just knows.
I think a lot of it has to do with, so you know how the moon pulls on the tides, right?
Yes.
But that tide, like, we have tides in us, plants have tides in them, and so I think it has to do with that pull on it, because you know how they say the crazies come out on the full moon, right?
Right.
It's also a time when a lot of births happen.
That's right.
And so there's something going on in us, right? And I think it has to do with that tide.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Because we're mostly water too. So, right.
Wow. Now
And like, we don't like, if you're going into labor, you're not really choosing, unless you're getting induced to go into labor, right? And it just happens. It just happens.
Right.
So
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it makes me think differently. I'm going to look at my moon calendar. Then I'm going to tell my boss, I can't work on that day. I'm just kidding.
there are calendars like that. I don't know how they got to like the conclusion, so I can't replicate it. But there was a calendar that was for like work, and it was like, these are better days for meetings, and these are not good days for meetings. I can't remember what was on it, because it was before my moon phase. But it exists.
It was based on the Hawaiian moon calendar? Wow.
Wow. Well, when you think about how productivity would work in a modern day sense, what seasons would be most productive and what times not. Wow, we could all be much more productive.
Yeah.
Or not. Or maybe we'd rest more.
Yeah,
I think you would. So for me, and just my own kiloing of myself, full moons, I got full energy. I can stay up really late without getting tired. I can hyper focus on something. So that's when I'll plan my bigger projects, because I know I can like smash it out. Whereas on the darker moons like Muku, Hilo, I know I'm going to take a nap.
See, she's so smart.
I know. Do you think that would be similar for most people, or it's kind of like you just got to kilo yourself?
I think you have to kilo yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a project.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Erin, just keep adding to our project list.
We all get Hawaiian.
I got a tool for you then.
What?
Oh
the kilo journal.
Yeah, this is the new kilo journal, and so it's 1 year of undated kilo pages. So it has space for you to observe the moon and draw in the moon in those circles. Should I flip to the back part of the book?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, look at
So
wow.
it just has blank space for you to write whatever you want to kilo. So if you want to kilo yourself, I would definitely write in there.
This is
so
so
like
cool.
your energy
Oh my
levels,
gosh.
when you're tired, when you're grouchy, all of those things. There's a rhythm. And then in the front of the book, it gives you examples of things you can kilo in nature. So wind, rain, different stages of flowering, different stages of fruiting, like the birds and the butterflies, like all of their stages of growth. So it's just an example of things you can kilo, but kilo whatever's outside.
Oh my
God. You know, like in this age of being mindfulness and taking pause and honoring culture, this is like the perfect journal for people to have in order to just like get in touch with themselves, right? This is so wonderful. Okay, we're definitely putting this on our
thank you so
Instagram
much.
and like making sure that people see this.
Yeah.
And
This
it
is
even
so
has a
cool.
bookmark so you can mark your page.
Oh
yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, everyone. This
cry.
is on Haunani's website, the Kilo Journal.
Yes, the Kilo Journal.
You're
It's
welcome
beautiful.
to journal with us. Wow.
Mahalo.
My eyes are teary.
I think I say that in every podcast.
so.
My eyes are teary.
Mahalo for the makana. This is very, very nice.
I'm so
yeah.
excited. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Wow. We're all like,
We're like, okay, podcast over. We don't know what else to say. We're all like teary-eyed.
wow.
That's your aloha spirit, Haunani.
That's so
Yeah,
beautiful.
For sure.
Oh my gosh. What is the most important lesson or message that you like to share with our listeners?
Was that on the question?
It was buried.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of in the in the area because the work that you do impacts so many people in enlightenment, in education, in discovering self, in discovering culture. Like when you do your workshops, what is the foundational message that you want them to receive from you? Sorry, that was a deep question.
I feel like you just gotta take the time to learn. Whatever it is, whatever you're interested in, just take the time to learn and then have a way to pass it on, right? So
That's the key, right? Is passing it on.
Yeah.
because I do feel like there's so much information out there, but it's stuck. You know how many people do master's papers and then that information is just stuck there? That is one of my favorite places to get resources because it's research based, right? It's somebody went in the field and studied whatever that was, so I don't have to go out and study it. And it's like their life's work in one thing. But it's usually it just gets stuck there. Yeah. So if I'm like researching something, I'll go look up master's papers and then I'll try to contact that person. So I can use their expertise, you know, because I'm not an expert. I'm not even an expert in the Mahina, but I can share with you what I've learned, you know, but there are experts out there.
That is a good point. So many times people write journal articles or research papers or books for a academic purpose, and maybe it does not go more.
Yeah.
Yeah. The intention was, well, maybe I'll share it one day. It doesn't get shared.
Yeah.
But you're the connector. You're bringing that research to life, right? You're giving it meaning, which is the whole purpose, you know, and you're honoring the people who have done the work. So that's pretty awesome. So, okay, so I think we already knew you're inspirational even before we got a chance to meet you this morning. But who inspires you? Who inspires you to be your best and to do your best?
That also was not on the question.
I know we're totally rogue now. We're just like talking.
Who inspires me? I feel like there's so much people that inspire me, but the one that's popping in my head is Lokelani Brandt. She's smart. She is so smart. She's so knowledgeable about all kinds of ʻāina things in all different ʻāinas, like not only in Hilo. But she's one of those people that wrote this master's paper. It's like a book. And she knows so much stuff. And so she helped me do my Hilo map, which was basically all of her research in a map instead of a book, right? So now people can access the map. And it has all the place names on it, and it's based off of an old map from like the 1800s. And so with Loke's research, we were able to make it in color, and so now it shows exactly where the boundary lines are for the different ahupua'as. So if you're in Hilo and you're going from Wailoa River, where Suisan is, to Wailuku River, where the Singing Bridge is, you're actually passing through 7 ahupua'as, and they're all meeting down there.
Wow.
I grew up in Hilo. I never knew that until I learned it from Loke. And I was like, bro, we gotta make this accessible for people. Because if you knew, you would appreciate it more, you know? So it's stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Well, God bless Lokelani.
Yeah.
The keepers of our history and the knowledge is a library, you know, in there. Just got to tap into it and ask for it, right? Request and let that flow.
I feel like the three of us are very emotional people. And so we always feel like all these wonderful people that we meet in our lives that inspire us, and some people we meet only for that one time, right? And maybe we never meet them again, but it's intentional. There are people that we meet in our lives that there's a connection, and then we don't see them for 20 years, but then when you see them again, it's connection again. And then we meet kūpuna, like we've been able to befriend Kuipukumukahi, and it's so inspirational. The things that you can learn from masters in a particular subject matter, or in ʻōlelo or in mele or whatever. And I feel, for me, I'm not ethnically Native Hawaiian, but Hawaii is so important for me and my family that the more that I can learn and connect with people, it's just such a blessing. So I would think, like, for Lokelani, to see the work that you do to perpetuate and pass on is just fulfilling, you know? So bless your heart, Haunani, for the things that you're doing.
You make it accessible and available.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's next for you and for Kaulana Mahina?
What's next? So, you know, I have big goals.
I have big on, girl.
Yes.
So definitely making more books, more children's books.
Nice.
And I wanted to keep them in ʻōlelo Hawaii just because there's not a lot of resources that are of books for our young keiki. My statistics might be off because I researched this like a year ago, but at that time I could only find 70 children's books for ages 8 years and under that were all in Hawaiian without a translation, without the bilingual kind of book, just all in Hawaiian. And I was like, so when your children are immersion kids, you don't want English books. You want all Hawaiian books.
Yeah.
And if there is English or the translation, you're going to cheat and you're going to skip to that part instead of trying to figure it out. And so I really wanted to make books for my own kids because you read the same books over and over. And it's not like your books at home are different than the books at school. Like there's just not enough books. So I want to grow that.
Wow.
So
Nice.
this year, the first year I made books, I had 2 that came out. Then the second year, I had 4. This is the 3rd year, and I'm going to have 6. And so next year is to have like 8 books
Right.
released.
Oh,
That's
good for you.
fantastic.
Yeah. So that's one of the big goals. And then the Mahina workshops. So doing professional development workshops with schools or organizations to teach the teachers about the moon from a Hawaiian perspective so that they can incorporate it into their curriculum. So I figured that way I would have a bigger reach
Yes.
than just going into a classroom of 30 kids and teaching 30. If I can teach 30 teachers and then they go into their classrooms, that's like a bigger reach. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
When you do your workshops, do you also give advice as to, okay, now that you have this ʻike about Kaulana Mahina, like this is how you can then incorporate it into your curriculum? Do you give advice?
we make it very hands-on and fun. So the way that I would present it to Haumana is how I present it to the adults. Nobody wants to sit there and listen to me. No, we're gonna play games.
I listen to you. I totally listen to you.
We're gonna play games. We're gonna make it fun. We're gonna use different modalities for our different intellectual learners.
Educator. Yes, I love it.
Wow.
Yes, hit all of those multiple intelligence theory intelligences.
That's awesome.
So, and then support it with resources that you can get for your classrooms. Yeah.
That's
Wow.
wonderful. I love that you found your purpose and you're like through that whole journey and the tough times you had to go through, but it seems like you found your path. Do you feel like that?
I think I found what I like. I'm also a person who gets bored really fast. So I feel like I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get it set up. Like I like the creation part, and then I can just run with the creation part, and I have my team to do the day-to-day operations.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Always creating. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's funny because I'm like, oh, the moon lady's coming. But then I'm like, you're so much more than the moon lady. Right? I'm like, wow. Wow.
So how can others learn more about Kaulana Mahina and your classes and your products? How can people learn more?
Probably the best place to be up to date is Instagram. So kaulana.mahina on Instagram. And then we do put stuff on our website. So www.kaulanamahina.com. But Instagram is a little more interesting.
And we are going to follow you right now.
Yeah, I'm always posting stuff in the stories, and my daughters are like, "Mom, why did you post that? The baddies follow you." When I post shame things about my
You're so funny. Got it here. Kaulana.mahina on IG.
Oh, you did it now.
I got it.
Follow.
Multitasking.
Yeah, multitasking. Because I'm going to forget.
I know.
So what she said? Let's go look. We folloed the wrong person. That would not be
I wrote them
good.
down.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I know, me too. I love your website, I have to say.
Yes,
Your website is
beautiful.
very engaging, and the stories on it, and I like how we're talking about your values. I really like all the values that you have, and you can tell that just by talking with you, you're living them. So
Yeah, and
Yeah.
enjoy reading your articles.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
It's very real, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So, wow.
So thank you so much for spending your day with us. We learned so much, and we just mahalo you and thank you for coming and being on our podcast.
Yeah, for taking a chance with
I
us.
know. And you have a workshop that you're going to, right?
Yes,
And
and
busy woman.
fitting it in for us. We're just so grateful.
Yeah.
No,
Very
mahalo
grateful
for
to you.
having me and
Grateful.
taking time out of your day to talk story with me.
No,
We're
so
so happy,
happy.
and thank you for the makana
Yes,
too.
yes,
Thank you for this.
Wow, I'm really excited.
I know. We got a kilo.
We do.
Yeah.
So much to kilo. We gotta start somewhere.
Gotta start
So,
somewhere.
yeah.
Mahalo,
Well,
Haunani.
mahalo, Haunani. From
Best of luck to you. and
Wow,
Kaulana
from the
Mahina.
depths of our hearts. Thank you so much.
All right, so check out the website, Kaulana Mahina, everyone. And
Yeah.
wishing Haunani and her amazing family the very best moving forward. Thank you for doing all you do for our Lahui. All right. All right, malama pono, everyone.
Ahui
Ahui ho.
ho.